Hey everybody, it's Wayward Sinny here, back with another playthrough of an early access game, or a just released game in this case. It's called Autopsy Simulator. Now, Team 17 did give us access to an early build of this game, so we're going to play through a little early build. It is a horror sim hybrid in the first person, so you know there's going to be some jump scares, you know there's going to be some good anatomical, scientific, mortuary stuff going on. I'm excited to see what it's all about. I'll give you some thoughts about the game afterwards, but I'll see you on the other side. Let's get stuck into it. All right, here we are. Autopsy Simulator. We're playing the story mode from the looks of it. Let's go. All right, I'm going in completely blind into this. I have no idea what's going on. Let's see how we go. All right. Prologue. Time for the prologue.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Peatsville. Dr. Jack Handman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious. For the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife.
Okay,
Damn
journalists
journalists.
on his
They
back.
don't let me work.
Journalists on his
Damn
back.
it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
Okay.
Where did I leave my meds this time? Stephen didn't clean up after himself. Again.
Check the bathroom for your pills.
Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
Okay. What do we got? Read the journalist note. Hi, this is Kate Brooks, a reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. Couldn't find you at home and starting to suspect you're avoiding me, Mr. Hanman. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. We'd be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I'm also leaving my business card. I hope to find you at home or the office. Interesting. Okay.
They definitely pay me too little for this. Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday.
Oh, Wednesday.
I guess it was in another life.
Okay, so he was married. I'm imagining things possibly didn't go well. Alright, let's check the bathroom. Some lipstick? Who's left an open lipstick here? It's wild. Okay. Well, that motion blur is a lot. Let's drop that down. Alright. Check the bathroom. Ah, here we go.
Okay. Time to pull myself together.
Just a handful of red pills. I'm sure it'll be fine.
And get back to work.
Not unnerving at all that there is some sort of...
I need to set up the camera first.
What? Take the camera from the storage room. Okay.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream. Now remember, Jack. Don't forget to hit the record button this time.
Okay, Jack. You seem like you got lots going on. If you are doing a... The social room is out of order. Great. If you're doing an autopsy, I don't imagine you should do it while in this particular state of
Hopefully the
state
new
of
tripod
mind.
is going to hold up.
Let's go. All right. There is the body. The VHS camcorder on there. Old school.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
I think everything's in frame. We're lucky that there's
This should be fine. November 20th,
Pixels.
1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Handman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of Let's start.
Okay, mask, goggles, gloves, disinfection, apron. Alright, let's get those things first. Let's get suited up.
It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now.
Okay. We need to mask up, don't we? Where's my masks? Where's my masks? Where's my apron? It's just like...
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
We forgot to clean the knife? Yeah, it's pretty red looking. Okay. Tell the students what's important in this profession.
A considerable collection.
Okay.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Okay, we got a centrifuge. Alright, I guess we need to find out where we can get our gloves. Surely it'll be in there, right? Not in the bathroom. That place looks inhospitable. Alright, I guess it's back there. Do we talk about the good habits?
Let's start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Okay, alright. So that is the first bit. Second bit.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time.
Okay. Best practice?
In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
So keep the camera rolling, take lots of happy snaps. Microscope,
During
X-ray,
your research,
probes.
be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
Just like streaming. Okay.
Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
This file. The evidence. Okay, we got food coupons.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years.
Okay.
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
Okay. Interesting.
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Okay, brutal. Alright.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased.
Okay, so nobody really knows him. He's a street
Signs
guy.
of libation were found around the
He was
body.
surrounded by
Empty
booze.
bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
We got some gloves here. Coincidentally.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
Probably in here.
Aha. There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame. Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Alright, anything out of the ordinary. Let's have a go. Well, there's like bruises on the knees. He is missing... He's got a scar there on the side. Find marks on the body to photograph.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work and frostbite.
Okay, so he's got the hardened hands. He's got a blow on the head, maybe? Is that what that is? Can we zoom in on it?
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
Maybe some sort of blunt trauma to the head? Okay.
The boiler healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Okay, I think maybe the knees, right? No? They're just scraped up pretty bad. Anything with his feet?
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite. Probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Blue around the toes.
In a moment,
Interesting.
we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Head, feet, stomach, old wound, general, and... Okay. Now we're getting started. So it's a chance to check things out and refer to that information as well. That's useful. Okay.
Let's start. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time.
Okay,
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions.
Interesting.
So, enough of the boring prep.
We've done the
Let's
paperwork.
begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
So tab his tools. We'll get the magnifier.
Which spot first?
Let's
It
have a
looks
look
like
at this
burn
old scar.
mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Okay, good. We've covered that though. Not relevant. What about?
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen.
So he fell and bumped his head, maybe? Out in the cold? Alright, what about
Here we
the
can see
hand?
frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Okay, so, and then frostbite on the feet as well.
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters.
Those are
Toby had been wearing
nasty
shoes
feet.
too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all. So
Rough.
far,
Okay.
there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Okay. Oh, the previously found wounds on the clipboard mannequin. 4 spots. Oh, that was the police file. Where's the clipboard? Ah, clipboard. Shit.
First, I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one. The head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. We're not in
hand?
frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite.
Okay, foot.
If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears.
Okay, and then
Even
finally
though
the
this
old
type of
scar.
wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of.
Preliminary causes of death would be...
Various types of accidents are a
fall?
common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head.
And then maybe frostbite?
Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately.
So
We
fallen
will check
freeze.
if there are any signs of freezing internally.
And the old wound, I don't know.
This is of no interest to us.
Alright, so
Since
cross
the
it out.
deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Okay. Okay, clipboard down.
We still have one thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis.
Perform the rigor mortis examination.
Well, we take our deceased by the hand,
Mm-hmm.
gradually we raise it.
Yeah. To that bit. And then we drop it down. And then we raise it up. The sound design is visceral.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
Okay.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
Saw. Let's
the cut
go.
is made from ear to ear.
Okay. Just a little bit of light trimming takes them off the top.
After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
Okay.
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Okay, where do we put the brain? Over here.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Okay, and then down the other way.
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Okay, so the brain seems fine. Return to the autopsy.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Okay, that's good. So frostbite, maybe. The cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetrical with clear grooves. Okay. So then the fall is
Brain is in good
eliminated.
condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organ. I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Down the
The
middle.
incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall. Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Okay. Oh. Alright, we'll just take that back. And then that stays there. Okay. So all the way back. With an empty hand, peel back the skin flaps. I think we're peeled back as far as we can go. Oh, we peeled that
Now,
back as well.
we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
Okay, loppers. Snip, snip, snip.
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs.
Black lungs.
We can see widespread black. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes.
He's definitely holding it
Advanced
together.
Inflammation.
Definitely holding it together. Okay. Lungs. Color black. Visible inflammation. If the lungs, maybe no.
What now? syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples. Specifically 3. From the vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Okay.
5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
Okay, it's from the heart. And finally?
Left on the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings.
Okay, so we have to go check.
Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Gotta get our notebook from the office. Let's go. Where's our notebook? Ah, here.
This old thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Maybe not under the microscope. No
Let's
idea
get
what
back
you
to the
find.
examination.
Okay. Centrifuge.
We put all of the samples into the rotor.
Click, click, clickety click.
Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
Okay, which is what? Oh, the notes. Time 15 minutes, speed 70%. 15 minutes at 70.
Okay, let's roll.
Click. Okay. So that'll keep going.
Oh shit, the fuses again. Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration. Let's see what we've got here.
I feel like 15 minutes, but okay.
Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Okay. Oh, that's cool that they move. Like with actual fluid physics, that's fun. Alright, cool.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart. We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
Okay. So the heart maybe is fine.
Now let's take a closer look at the stomach. Size is normal, healthy, pink color, and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage.
Okay. Also
we must
good.
now cut it open and inspect inside.
Ah, we are going to see what's inside.
We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Yep. Interesting. Okay.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
Okay. Gotta be careful. Careful. Gentle. Don't want to accidentally spill stomach acid everywhere. That'll be bad.
Okay, large amount of gas. Small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
In his intestine?
There are 2 ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck. At first glance, the trachea looks normal.
Okay, that's good then.
Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't
that
tell us
jiggle.
anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
That physics jiggle. Check that out. Jiggle, jiggle.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Okay. That's I think that's sufficiently sliced.
And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Oh. He choked. Did he choke?
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
He asphyxiated himself. Okay.
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Interesting. And was completely out of it, so didn't wake up. Wild. Do we have to sign it? Decide the appropriate manner of death. We've done that. And then I think that's it. Uh-oh. Has it... What am I needing to press here? Come on. Tell me, game. Oh, accident.
And now it's all clear.
No, it's
The death was suffocation. Now, signature.
This should be the easy bit.
The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
My official signature.
For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin, and then we sew the deceased back up.
Let's get the
I'm
needle.
using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do. Beautiful.
All stitched.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Okay. And I will do that. How do I carry him? No. Oh, we got a little tray. Good day. See you next time.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
Alright, he's coping well.
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Time to head home. I mean to the bar. I'm sure this will be fine. Alright. Okay, I'm getting a sense of it. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun procedural stuff, which I like. Obviously, if you compare it to games like Mortuary Assistant, which jumps straight into horror, it's like procedural horror. But this is like narrative procedural, which I quite like. The sound design is freaky though. Here we go. Hello? Who's under the sheet? Ah, okay. You got me. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. Whose skull is this? Oh. Okay, maybe this is jumping into the horror as well. Interesting. Nothing like a ball pit full of skulls. Yeah, cool. This is fine. This is fine and normal. Okay. Alright, okay. The skulls. He's having nightmares. Welcome to chapter 1, everybody. Let's go.
Forgive me.
Oh. Definitely coping well.
What? Christ. What a dream.
Alright. Alright, so you head out. Take your pills in the bathroom. Alright.
So much light everywhere.
Okay, that's the front door. We don't want to go out there yet. It's an ensuite situation? Where the heck is your bathroom, dude? Oh, there.
A pill a day keeps the defective Jack away.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame these won't help with my hangover.
Just a few more red pills. Let's go.
It's just too dirty to use. The f***ing phone.
Hello?
Okay.
Telemarketing?
I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice?
What?
Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... You know.
So many
Well,
references to the
there are good
incident,
days,
or we haven't talked since,
and
you
there
know?
are bad days.
Interesting.
What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Okay.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something
Uh-huh.
to
Okay.
remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Oh, that'll go
Thank
well.
you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while.
What better time than now?
Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some
I don't want to
errands
talk about my
to run on the
feelings.
way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank
Cheers.
you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you.
Some nice character building there.
Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Okay, time to go through her things. I love that the goal is get a wriggle on, but then we have sort through all of Alice's stuff. Find a photo of Alice and
Done to you, Alice.
okay. You okay? You holding it together? Okay. Find a photo of Alice and an envelope to send Charlotte. We'll keep that one of the two of us. Photo of Alice. Maybe in here? Oh,
I
God.
wasn't able to support her through this.
Cool. Well, that escalated.
Till death do us part.
Uh-huh.
It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. And that she said yes.
Will you marry me? Cute.
It's always good to have something for a rainy day.
What a cash money. Some earrings. No, I want the pen.
She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck.
Okay. No, what about...
It's always good to have something for a rainy day.
What about the thing under there, though? No, you're not gonna let me pick that up? Okay. What's What's in here? Photos.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Perfect. Summer of 1975.
It's hard to believe they've known each other for so long.
Pressed flower. Okay, now we just need to find an envelope. Uh-oh. This is going to be a heartfelt moment. I think so. Oh, buddy. For sure. We should get back to the morgue and cut open some more.
It's been almost a year.
Some more bodies. You might cope better that way. It has been almost a year. Okay, where are the envelopes at? Probably the desk, right? We'll go try and find maybe over at
It would be
the desk.
better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
There we go, envelope. Here we go.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
All right, get a wriggle on. We're doing it. Do we need the keys? There's a letter in the mailbox.
I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way. Oh shit. Almost left the door open.
Oh, yeah.
These fluorescent tubes are brutal.
Sorry, hold the elevator. Thanks. Ground floor, first floor. Foyer. I like that. Some good graffiti. Graffiti is not a vandalism. Interesting. Is the lift moving? Oh, okay. Oh, we want to go down one more. I was on the right floor. Okay. Hey, you. All peace. Alright, great. We're here now. What? Is the front door locked? Where's that car? Oh, there's the mailbox. Useful. Alright, time to go to work. We didn't lock the front door. Hopefully it's fine.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay. All done here. Time to go.
Oh.
Huh?
What? The heck was that? Are they trying to jump scare us? Are we getting jump scared right now? Is that what they're trying to do?
Damn, I forgot my jacket. Well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
Is he gonna freeze? If he freezes and I'm in control of him, I'm complicit then. That's on me. Maybe I'll have weird dreams about skulls.
Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here.
Okay, let's hit him. Go to the office.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
The timesheet handman.
Oh. Hello. Remember to sign in? Go to the office. Can I go? Yeah, don't want to let me through? Okay.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Oh, the social room's open again. Wasn't that out of order before? Okay. That's cool.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Messages?
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and...
It's our birthday?
This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's f***ing dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That f***ing furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay?
Yeah.
Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
Okay.
Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. A treat for later.
Yeah,
I always
okay.
crave something sweet after a section. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Let's do some cutting. The laboratory's here as well. The laboratory. Okay.
Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. And that's the whole point.
Okay. Another person. Now I wonder if we're a bit more on our own for
Steven
this.
laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught.
Oh, Steve's the cop. Interesting. Okay.
November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman.
That's me.
Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs.
For sure.
So today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder.
Okay, please follow. Who is it?
Ah, yes.
Samantha Barker.
Samantha Barker. Now remember, there's probably going to be a lot of chatter about this.
Okay. Superstar talent show winner Samantha Barker.
Found in her own apartment
In
by
the
police
armchair.
patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days.
Okay.
When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy.
Interesting. Okay. What else?
During the
ID?
interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show.
Okay.
After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and
So
medication
became
came
dependent
into
on
play.
pharmaceuticals. Interesting. Okay, pills?
The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment.
Okay.
Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, Okay, now we can continue with the examination.
For sure.
Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you.
For sure. Now you can see we
First,
do have the
we
censored
photograph the whole
version
body.
on. We have the censored version on. You can change this in settings as well. So if you want to go fully authentic, no censored bits, you can do that if you want to. But for this video, we're not doing that.
And
Okay.
now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds.
All right, let's go have a look. There is a wound.
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion.
So those are bruises. What's that? Around the throat?
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
That looks like some sort of...
Yes, I've seen this many times.
Okay, do you want to tell me what it is? No? Okay. And feet?
Well, there's even more here.
Even more of what? Alright, he's being coy with us now. And then bruising on the shoulder.
A few we will need to look into here.
Okay, let's pop these up here. Neck hanging mark, maybe? Right hand, left hand. Feet. Stomach bruises. Okay. Let's perform the autopsy.
Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
28, 175 centimeters. Okay, magnifying glass, let's go. There is a concern with the neck.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less, as if someone was, undecided.
So she thought about trying to hang herself
The
and then
number
changed her
of
mind?
bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle.
Okay. A tussle with the rope?
Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues.
Okay, I get the sense this is going to be quite grim.
And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured. Others still contain fluid residue.
Blisters on her hands. And there was something on her feet as well, I think. Yeah, on
More
her
numerous
left foot.
blisters. We
Yeah,
have
some
some
more
leads to
blisters.
investigate here. Let's write this down.
Okay, on the clipboard. We do have
On the neck of the deceased,
several furrows.
we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death.
Okay. And then on the
Given
shoulder.
the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency.
Something more sinister, maybe.
In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body. Currently, it's difficult to say
Okay.
whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning.
Alright, let's find out. Possible causes of
A
death.
severed spinal cord, trauma to the
Strangulation.
larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin. Examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces.
Let's see.
I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests.
Okay.
After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. To be checked in the lab later. Given the
Okay.
testimony of the victim's friend, I add
Maybe
alcohol
alcohol as well.
poisoning to the list of potential causes
Okay.
of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But first I'll check for external traces. I look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head is empty. Torso. Empty, without marks. Right hand clean.
Left hand?
The left hand seems to be fine. Legs, there's nothing here. Well, nothing to surprise us here.
Okay.
Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
Oh, we're going to do
and we
the
check
rigor
for
mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Slowly check. Go all the way up. Here we go.
Again, the hand falls freely. After yesterday, you should know what this means. Since we don't have a
time
definitive
of
lead,
death.
we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection.
So, open the body, select the scalpel, and begin cutting. Oh, we don't start with the brain? I guess there was no head
I
trauma.
dissect the skin of the deceased.
So I guess we're starting with the internal organs.
And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue. Now for the ribs.
Okay. So the ribs is the
What do we
loppers.
have here? Or rather, what don't
Whoa.
we have?
Okay.
There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Sometimes regarding bruising, it doesn't take much. My wife was constantly banging into furniture, walking into door frames. That's a wonder she never broke anything. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe. Just to
Okay.
be sure, I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death.
Good to know.
All done. I'll transfer these to the centrifuge.
Alright, let's do that
What
now.
was it? 15, 70, 10. My old but trusted centrifuge.
It's
Ideal for all the
it's
fluid tests I
1570,
need
but
to
okay.
perform during an autopsy.
It's
If you
1570,
want
but we'll
to,
go back.
Won't need my notebook.
If you just trust me, Jack, you'd be fine. Alright.
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
Okay, here we go. Check notes. 1570. Wild. Oh, we have to place the samples in before we can even turn the dials. Okay, that makes sense. Couple of little things where you just have to figure out by
Gently
clicking
does it
around.
with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
But mostly you figure it out eventually. 15. Okay, start centrifuge.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out.
Okay, so the internal...
The laboratory is already open, so...
Oh,
F***ing hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! Where is he? The fuses need resetting. Fuck it. I'll do it myself. I swear there was a flashlight in here.
check the breakers in the storeroom. Where's the storeroom? Storeroom's up ahead. This is probably fine. We love the lights going off in a...
Whatever. I know where the switches are anyway.
Do you? That's good.
First the right, and then the left.
And then we turn around for a jump
And
scare.
voila.
Oh, everything's fine. Okay. The perfect time for a jump scare.
What?
The heck was that? Okay.
What the? Oh, for f***'s sake. Can't I work in peace?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello? Is it Alice?
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yep.
Yeah. Eventually, everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right, let's go.
Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy Jack, turn on the radio.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison.
Okay.
At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped.
Oh, good.
However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Was, Steven, was Red Pete one of the passengers?
Red Pete?
He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. They want me on site.
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Red Pate.
Fuck. Calm down, Jack.
It's probably fine.
Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead.
Probably. Probably. Just take the pills, Jack.
Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. So we're getting strange noises.
Christ.
We're having weird flashbacks, and
I've
now
gotta get back to work.
there could be a dangerous criminal on the loose. Let's go check the centrifuge.
What?
God, that door. The wind is just whipping in here. Anyone in there? No, it's fine. Okay. If she's not on the table, I'll freak out. Okay,
Technical
she's
break.
back. Great.
At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to.
Great, let's
My
check the-
old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
That's great.
And hell!
Jesus. Okay.
All right.
They're
let's
ramping
see
it
if
up
we
on
were
us.
able to get anything out of this piece of crap.
Uh,
And miraculously, yes.
Cool. All right.
The samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
We're gonna go to the lab. Oh, we get to check out the lab. That's cool. Time for some science. Red, Pete, if you're out there, leave me alone. All right.
All right. Let's load this up.
Is this the chromograph?
I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Mm-hmm. Click, click, click.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
Okay, what does it say? 5 mils. Okay, 5.
Precisely.
5. Okay. Okay. Is that too much? Did I take too much?
And the next.
Okay, no, it's fine. Still on 5. Great. Oh, because we go 5, 10, 15? Okay. Oh, so we do them all in the same pipette. Interesting.
Five more.
Okay, so then up to 15 now. I see. All right. Beautiful. Let's go.
We put the prepared sample into the machine.
Okay. Does it read it
Let's
immediately?
see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation.
Okay.
I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
Great. All right, let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First, I'll pick up the syringe again.
Okay.
I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Oh, so we're doing another toxicological report. Toxicological.
That's enough.
Okay.
I'll do the test later.
Great.
I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now.
That's
now
true.
I removed the liver.
Okay. We're rotating it. We're rotating it. Seems fine. Yep. Seems good. Am I locked in here? I cannot go back. Okay. We can't get anything.
No lesions.
Okay, so
However,
it's a little bit slowly.
it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
Time to weigh it. Alright. Weigh it and then transfer it to the cutting board. 1 liver, please. Okay.
The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
So it's a big one. Alright, let's have a little cross section, see what we can see.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure. No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside.
Okay.
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart.
Let's have a little look. What is this?
Oh. At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack.
Interesting.
The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
Okay, so we're about to lose power then, I guess. Mark the damage on the heart to the clipboard, yep.
The last time I saw this kind of poisoning was a few years ago. I better check the data in my notebook. He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So, he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. And another one. Until he took the last one. That's why it's better to have amnesic drugs in boxes labeled with the days of the week. This sort of thing rarely happens anymore. Doctors tend to prescribe benzodiazepines. They are safer, but still shouldn't be combined with alcohol.
Okay, so for barbiturates, it's 10 minutes 75. So make sure we don't mess it up. 10 minutes to 75.
All right. We close the centrifuge and pray that it
And the
doesn't trip
power
anything
goes
again.
out. Power goes out. Let's see. Are we about to get jumped by some sort of serial killer?
It looks like our luck is in.
Oh, thank gosh. Okay. Now we gotta go do the pipettes. Okay, can I get those samples, please? Yep, just... Oh, there we go. Thank you.
We can take the samples to the lab now.
Okay, 6 mils.
I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs.
So you want 6 mil pipettes this time. It's quite the process. Alright,
Okay.
looking for
2 samples
barbiturates.
this time. 6 milliliters each.
Okay, set it up. Spin the dial. 6. Let's go. Okay. Okay. And now we'll take this one as well. Another 6. Oh, too much. Okay.
Well, let's see how much of it we find.
Toxicology report, take 2. What's going on?
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin.
Okay.
Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach.
Time to look in the tummy. Let's go. It's tummy time, everybody. Time for some Tums.
The tests showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
Okay. Time to have a look in the tummy.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
Okay, slicing through. And I'm sure it's fine. Glides like butter?
But not this time.
Oh.
We see remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills.
That's a lot of pills.
We don't take this many drugs by accident. Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased.
Mm-hmm.
The direct cause of death was probably an overdose.
What are the
I'll check
additional
the rest
things?
of the organs, and then the nervous system. Lungs are normal, no lesions. The victim was probably a smoker, but was unlikely to be in any serious danger.
Okay,
The
let's look at
deceased's
the
intestine is
intestines.
normal. No clear pathological changes.
Okay. And then...
The deceased's trachea is normal.
Trachea is normal as well.
Complete patency. No food or fluid. Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain.
Okay, let's have a look at the brain. Get the skull.
I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain.
Let's have a look what's going on with that brain up there. Alright.
Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
Time to chuck it on the board. Leave you there for a second.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. I peek inside a bit, and... As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition.
Tipped-up
no
brain.
discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Oh, they're out there.
Okay.
Alice.
Okay, it's cool. It's cool. Let's get the
Saw. I need saw. I don't see it here. Oh.
in the basement.
I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning.
Oh, cool. I'm so excited about going to the basement, everybody. This will be a great time.
Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key lying? If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses.
Where is the key? Basement key. Ah, here it is.
Please, may this be the last trip.
Okay, how do we get to the basement? Is it this way? No.
Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath. You're nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest.
Okay. I mean, does he know where you work? That's the question. I guess we don't know what happened to Alice. Where the heck is the basement? I'm just gonna make sure I shut that door. Not that we're locking it, so I'm sure it's not providing us any more safety. In the office, in the lab. How do we get down to the basement? Is it outside? Maybe it is. Yeah, no access to the basement here. Okay, maybe it's around the side. It would be strange they don't have basement access inside the building. Not in the storeroom? No? Okay. Out into the cold we go. Unless we can use the key here. No. Okay. Just hiding behind the door. Alright. There is a light over here, which means it's kind of guiding us, isn't it? By basement, do they mean the weird murder shack they have? What the heck? I'll check the murder shack out. What's in here? I feel like we're going to head there sometime. All right, the basement is here. There is a way down.
I'll take the saw.
He's coping really well, guys. I'll take the saw. Everything will be fine.
It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn red Pete. Light ever, if only.
Okay. Alright. The lights are on down here, though. That's good. There's the saw. Oh, God. Hello.
It would be easier if I put things away properly.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like it's on you, Jack. What else is here? Have you been sleeping down here?
Damn student lectures and their fucking props.
Have you been sleeping down here, Jack? There's like a couch and clothes. Okay. Well, we got the saw. Let's get out of here. We should shut the... You don't want to shut the basement? Okay. All right, no shutting the basement. Let's just leave it open for whoever comes along. Just piles of rubbish. This medical examiner is downhill.
And like clockwork, he's already sleeping.
Great, I feel safe. Absolutely safe. All right, let's finish the spine examination.
Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
Okay. This is fine. This is fine and normal. This is fine and normal and good. All right. Let's see the spinal cord. That was a quick time event. All right. We're just getting the old spine out.
The spine is removed. I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded.
Okay. So it was accidental? No.
Autograph, and we can start sewing.
Great.
In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe.
The more you know.
At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts.
Okay, all
Well,
stitched up.
we're done for today. Thank you for your attention.
Place the body into the fridge and close it. So we just leave the top of the brain off?
Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way. Gloves in the trash, leave the apron for cleaning. Now I can go. Camera. I didn't turn it off.
Just click this off. Can I turn that off? No, it doesn't matter. He's like, I didn't turn it off, so I go to turn it off. Not an option. I guess we're just gonna head to our car and nothing weird or bad is gonna happen.
A nightcap will do me good.
Is he still here?
Good night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
Sure.
See you, Ridley. Have a good one.
I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude.
He seems keen. Alright. Off we go.
Alright, maybe 3 things. My whiskey on the rocks when I get home.
Alright. Well, that was fine. That was fine and dandy, and not freaky at all.
So cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Okay, now is it going to be rules of
This
3?
block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet. Almost there. Stephen didn't want to go out for a drink tonight, so I'll drink my whiskey in the company of my TV. Shit. I forgot the muffin. Well, Ridley will have a nice treat for the night. I'm sure he'll be his happy, thankful self tomorrow.
What floor were we? Top floor? Can't recall. Maybe this one?
What? What? What the f?
Why's my door open?
But I locked it. I'm sure of it.
Well, I don't know if you did lock it. I don't remember locking it. All I remember is that we almost left it open. Okay, chapter 2.
Who the f did this? I don't have anything valuable. Oh god. Oh god.
Trinket box. Everything's still there.
Great. That's all I need. What if it was Red Pete?
Everything's still there. The radio is still on. What happened? I don't know. Let's have a look.
I need my pills. I can't get my thoughts together.
Okay, we'll just have the pills. Everything's cool. Do they come in? How do they get in? Just through the door, I guess. And the apartment doesn't seem super secure.
Okay. I'm gonna have to report this to the police. Christ. Why did the neighbors not report anything?
We call Stephen.
Calling Stephen.
Stephen. Hello?
Stephen?
Now, Jack, I told you I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, no one contacted me. As for the police, I'm calling right now, officer.
All right. Do you want me to head round? Look for any trace evidence?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
answer should be yes.
No.
What?
I guess not. Honestly, I don't have the strength to deal with it right now. I just want to lie down.
Are you sure? Because it's no trouble at all.
I think so.
Don't you want to know if it's Red
I
Pete?
just wanted to calm down a bit. I don't know. That's probably some stupid joke. Only money was stolen.
Money? From Alice's box? Oh, Listen, I can come over. I have the key. I'll drop by, do what I need to do, and you go get some sleep.
No, don't trouble yourself. Lately, I've been just so tired and distracted. I don't
sure.
know. Maybe I forgot to close the apartment door on my way to work. If anything else is missing, I'll let you know and call the police.
All right. Just make sure you close it tonight. If you see anything weird tomorrow, let
We'll
me
double
know.
check the locks.
Whoever did this may be watching you.
I don't think anyone is dumb enough to come back.
You're probably right. Take care, Jack. If you need anything, call me.
Let's
I
find out.
promise I will. Thanks, Stephen. Sorry to bother you again. I've just been all over the place lately.
It's not a problem. Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Good night, Jack. All right. The TV's on. Click. Can we turn this off?
What?
What?
I guess I should clean this shit up. Where to start? To be honest, I could leave it like this. There you go. I still don't understand why Alice liked...
Jack, why?
What?
I think I'm just tired.
Jack, why?
Maybe I could barricade the door with this. I should pack this thing away. I have no interest in DIY at the moment. Now I'm sure I won't get caught up in these papers. Alice's family should really have some of these. What a mess. Now if only I could blame this on the burglars. That's enough for now.
Alright, pretty
Jeez, I'm
tidy, I
exhausted.
guess.
I'll get the rest in the morning.
Okay. I don't know how much of a tidy job we did. Clean up Jack's apartment is the achievement we just got. Alright.
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
Wait, what? Who cleaned in the night? Did we clean in the night? It looks cleaner, right? Am I crazy? It looks cleaner.
I feel like it takes me forever to finish these things. That's enough. It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready. I'm gonna be late for work again.
Alright. Get yourself
Got my
ready.
keys, got my files. Check. Time to go. Remember to close the door properly, Jack.
Lock it.
I'll ask the neighbors tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious.
What was that?
I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine.
Hope so. I don't think we slept well last night. Maybe we're getting up and sleepwalking, because everything got cleaned all of a sudden, and I don't recall cleaning anything. Okay, front door's barricaded, only the back door. Everything's out of order. Alright, sun's up, time to drive to work.
Maybe a bit optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
Let's go. Alright, what will night 3 have in store for us? Let's find out. Night 3. Must be a fair way out, because it's usually like, it's daylight when we leave the apartment.
I'm exhausted.
And it's definitely nighttime by the time we
I
get
wonder
here.
who Stephen brought in today.
Let's find out. Maybe we have to do an autopsy on Red Pete.
Good morning, Mr. Ridley. No, he's not here yet? No, I'll deal with Adam.
Wanted fugitive Peter Red Pete Hockett. So he is on the loose. That's fine. That's fine. Just giggling in my ear.
Almost there.
Who's in the bag? Is
Now
it
for
Ridley?
The tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's Ridley when you need him?
It's gonna be Ridley, right? Surely.
All right. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work.
It's gonna be like either
I'm going
Ridley
to need
or
my tape recorder for this.
Alice. There's gonna be something freaky like that. Surely.
Autopsy dated November 22nd,
Where's the camera?
1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hanman.
Okay, we're not recording this one.
I begin by verifying the identity of the Jane Doe. It's most likely Harper Lloyd,
Okay.
age 35. Found in a well-owned house by her neighbors Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea. Reported missing for a week. Firefighters
Was in
found
the
the body
well.
after the Chelsea family began complaining that their tap water tasted strange.
Oh,
And
no.
at one point, had begun to smell and turn a dark color.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It is also known that the deceased was diagnosed with affective bipolar disorder. Harper was placed on drug therapy, which she dropped out of fairly regularly. During her treatment, she was under the care of her common-law partner, Richard Benson,
Professional truck driver.
driver. The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows. I'm gonna take a shit in their stupid well. Then we'll see who has the last laugh.
Ah,
Nice one.
so accidental maybe.
Police records also show that Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors. The constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around. I perceived that the most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
I carefully removed the victim's clothes so as not to damage the skin. The deceased was found fully clothed. I'm going to need the camera to document all possible suspicious marks.
Yep. Alright. Drowning victims really are
Definitely
intense.
the first thing that stands out is the very advanced post-mortem gigantism. The skin of the deceased appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole body is extremely pale.
Okay. So there's a lot going on right here. One of the eyes is missing?
There are bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater. Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased.
Interesting. Alright. What's this? Bruising on the leg?
It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out.
Oh, okay. Anything on the feet?
The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed
So she's been in the well for
a long time.
ages. Okay. What else have we got? Hands? Similar?
The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body. The separation takes the form of a glove.
So, oh, and then there's welts on her arm here.
There are some obvious scratches on the skin.
Which I wonder what that's from. Okay. Let's chuck them up on the board. So Red Pete is on the loose as well. This should be known. So if we have to use the
after
centrifuge,
preliminary exam,
I am
it's
nervous.
time to take a closer look at this.
Let's go.
Today's date. The deceased was clothed. Rigor mortis does not need to be checked. Based on the state of decay, you can be sure it has subsided.
Okay. Inspect the areas of concern. Let's get the magnifying glass up. Look here.
We see thick white foam in the mouth of the deceased, resulting from pulmonary edema. Foam is a characteristic in deaths due to drowning.
Okay, foamy drowning. Good to know.
There are obvious scratches on the skin, especially on the back and hands. These could be defensive wounds, evidence of some sort of altercation prior to death.
Yeah, why she ended up in the well. She went over there to cause them some poopy water were in the well, but
No
let's
obvious
see.
signs of struggle. The skin on the hands would have easily peeled away from the flesh. Some of the fingers have already lost their nails.
Oh god. That is gross.
The spots have a purplish blue-red hue, which is a typical sign of the death of the organism.
Okay. So that's normal. What about
Yep,
this one?
Pretty typical. Liver mortis are formed as a result of putrefaction of blood in the veins.
Okay, and finally the feet, and that's probably from being in the well for a long time, right?
Due to the fact that the deceased was wearing shoes all the time, her feet are in better condition than her hands. Nevertheless, we can still notice a clear, wavy skin and the so-called washerwoman's skin texture.
Alright.
Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Previously found wounds on the clipboard. Oh, on the clipboard. A few things to still get my head
Better note
around.
that down. Marks found on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of drowning people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's got foam. What about
Those
the shoulder?
abrasions appear relatively fresh. No healing or scarring is visible.
So they might have happened just before she fell into the well.
Hands heavily wrinkled from submersion in water. Typical washerwoman's skin. Considering the
Feet the
deceased's
same.
penchant for drinking alcohol, it could have been a mere accident. There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about this liver mortis. Diffuse spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins.
Okay. Noted all of the points. Possible causes of death.
In this case, the question is, was drowning an accident or of suicidal intent?
Interesting.
Maybe it's just abrasion, or maybe The result of
Something
a fight
sinister.
and being pushed into a well. Fortunately, the skin on the hand, a simple trip, loss of balance, and their distribution suggests that the victim was probably lying on her back when fished. Liver mortis of a different color could indicate poisoning with carbon monoxide, cyanides. Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct.
Okay.
The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere.
Is it going to be in the basement again? Fingerprint equipment in a suitcase? That's donuts. They've been there the entire time as well, which is slightly nerve-wracking. No, not there. Where, here it is.
Oh, here it is. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads of the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used.
Okay. And then
If the body of the deceased is well preserved, fingerprinting is similar to that of a living person.
okay.
The fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible.
All right. I think that's everything.
I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
Oh, so we're making the skin tighter again, so you can actually see the fingerprints. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. I like that they keep unfurling more and more little mechanics as the game goes along. That's kind of great.
Now I take a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink. I think it's enough. I'm getting fingerprint samples. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system.
Okay, let's go get the fax machine. Fingerprints to the fax machine.
Green button, and...
Click. Just keep checking the door just in case.
Once the data uploads, I'll run the prints against the police database on the computer.
Okay.
Great. The data is there. Click upload.
Old school.
Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun.
Drag all comparison points to fingerprint. These look the same.
One more. Analyze button.
Do we have a match?
And we have a result. Everyone has a story to tell, even if it's just a police record.
Okay, so who is it?
So,
It
as
is.
predicted,
It's Harper Lloyd.
the deceased turned out to be Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records. Great. Now we can go back to my inspection.
Okay, so that's confirmed. That's good to know.
I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick. If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life. And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well. In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police... Now I need to adjust the knobs properly and place the diatom in the center of the... Oh. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image... It's not... And perfect. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid. And perfect.
Okay,
Oh, nah. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here.
let's zoom in.
I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance.
Here
Great.
we go.
This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid, but rather a bad focus.
Oh, let's just focus
And
back.
perfect.
Is that what we wanted? There we go.
As expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution. Their
Okay.
upper part, epitheca, which overlaps the lower, hypotheca, is clearly visible.
Okay, so there's algae in her
The presence
brain.
of diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was possibly conscious.
Okay.
Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis.
Right, okay, we have to go digging for those as well.
I can finally get to the practical part.
Get the
I
scalpel
must
out.
be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here.
What? An explosion? Oh,
You can
God.
immediately see a very large swelling of the organs. In addition,
They're
all internal
overhydrated.
organs are very congested. I proceed to remove the rib cage. It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So, I'm going to start. If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to their examination.
All right, let's
Taking
have a
the
look.
lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of drowning.
Okay.
Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
Oh, that light's flicking now. Can you guys see there's a person down there? There's definitely a figure peering around the corner looking at us, which makes me deeply nervous. So we're going to go into this hallway and find out what we can see, because he's in the storage room. So that's good. Can you see that? He's there. There's definitely someone there. Are we going to get jumped in the storage room?
Who? Has anyone been here? I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
Okay, so he went from who's been here to I got the bucket. He is flip-flopping back and forth between terror and practical.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. We're just going to perform this test now. Cool. All right. I guess some water? How do we perform the test? The bucket is traveling through everything. Okay, there has to be something we...
Scalpel. Sitting.
Has to be something we put this somewhere, right? Do we need to get water in this first? Let's go back to the storage room and see. We've got the bucket. No. Okay. Let's keep looking around, see if there's anything we can see. Oh!
Huh?
Oh, God. Hello? The heck was that? Okay. Alright, now it's got me tense. I just want to put this bucket down somewhere.
Historically,
Oh, we gotta do it in here.
the lung float test is used to detect infanticide.
Okay.
The water should be at room temperature.
We are learning heaps about
That's enough.
working in a morgue.
To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here.
Okay, so we have to go get the lungs. Okay. Cool. Meanwhile, there's like shrieking, there's people around. I'm just trying to do a drowning test, guys.
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs.
Let's find out.
To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface.
Alright, they're gonna fall or float. Let's find out. They are falling.
Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily.
Okay. The lungs? What does this mean? Let's take them back.
Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed.
Gonna have to do a little dissection, I think.
I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased.
Okay.
You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackle. The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci and petechia are present on the surface.
This voice actor had to learn some incredibly complex terms to do this game, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the work that went into it.
All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope. If we find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contaminations. Let's see. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way else hits, and perfect.
Where them diatoms at? Oh.
As expected. In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible. There are smaller and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them.
Okay.
I'll make a note of all this.
Let's write this down.
So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway.
But she didn't die from a fall.
So, I move on to checking the other organs. I
Check the
ligate
heart.
the heart. Strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis of the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that,
No disease.
no signs of a heart attack or other heart disease. I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver.
Okay, let's have a look.
It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself.
Okay.
Like most organs,
A
her
yellowish
liver is
tan.
enlarged and severely congested.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some areas.
She a party girl. Okay.
I transfer the organ to a board and proceed to dissect.
Oh. Alright, let's have a look. It's not looking great. So, looks like she fell down the well and drowned.
The cross-section clearly shows dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci. I must admit that this is quite a feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased. Harper enjoyed drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years.
Oh wow. Okay. Markedly dilated veins.
I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing.
Oh, okay, we're getting a syringe for the stomach. Let's have a look.
It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off. It's enlarged, probably
Whoa.
full of putrid gases.
That is a
I transfer to
shiny
the board
stomach.
and carefully open it, checking the contents.
Let's go see what's in the tum. This looks like it could be nasty. Alright.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this desk smells.
Gross. Alright. But
Okay, the stomach is full of fluid and unidentified organic matter, which is probably leftover food.
so So she
So
probably...
let's check the diatoms. Again. But in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with examining drowned people is being able to show whether the death was due to drowning or whether something else contributed to the death.
The window's open again.
Heart attack, drugs, homicide, or some accident. Such an analysis requires viewing from different angles and a careful interpretation of the collected data, including those from the field. That's why it's so important to collect as many samples as possible. Unfortunately.
I would love to have something that is some sort of protective thing instead of just red apple gum. Because our window was open again. And it makes me nervous. Alright, we'll see. I feel like we're not going to get through this night without something more horrifying occurring than a cadaver sitting up and seeing a figure in the distance.
There's
right?
just one last little
There's
sample.
going to be something else, surely.
Now,
Okay.
set.
Diatoms, 35 minutes, 25. 35 minutes at 25. Let's go. This is going to make the power go out? Let's find out. I'm going to back into a corner. Okay, looks like we're safe from power outages and maybe from red peat. Let's go.
Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it against the data from the police. I'm
Okay.
certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid and water in Chelsea's well.
I like he's not bothered by the fact that he's been having these visions recently. He's just like, well, got to get on with the job.
Let me think.
3 mils.
3 milliliters should be fine.
3 mils. Let's go. Click, click, click. Okay. Down we go. One, two, three. Oop.
Okay, now it's the chromatograph's turn.
All right. Chromatograph. Do your business.
Yes. The water sample matches the one provided by the police.
Positive, positive, positive. Matches the water samples.
Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case.
I think you got enough interesting things happening to you tonight, Jack. If I'm honest.
More diatoms. Analysis indicates the same origin. Blah, blah, blah. There's little left to do. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving to the board for further inspection.
What's stuck in the trachea? Is it her own eyeball? Her eyeball's missing. Is it the
I
eyeball?
dissect the trachea and open the organ.
Let's find out. Okay, slicey. That's gonna be gruesome.
Inside,
Oh.
I find a wedding ring. Based on the size, I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring. Quite
Her
standard
ring?
from the outside. There's an engraving inside.
9th to 13th. 13th and the 9th, sorry. 1980?
What the f?
Is that his wedding?
This is my ring. Alice's ring. But how did it? But
What?
This should be at home. I have it. At home.
Did someone sneak it in?
I
Let's just
I
leave
have to
it
check
here.
this out. Where are my meds? Where the f are my meds?
Alright, we'll go back to the bathroom. This will be fine.
Jesus Christ! Hope these all make it go away.
He's definitely cracking.
I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ! Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
Oh, there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Okay. Thanks.
What about the corpse?
I'll come back, I promise.
He didn't even put the paper down while he was doing that. Okay.
Jesus Christ!
We should probably not be driving in this state, but we're gonna do it anyway.
I have to check this out.
Alright, back home. A loading sequence.
This can't be real. Where is it? Where is it?
It'd be in the box, right? Trinkets? Be in the trinket box?
It's not here. It's not. I need to call.
Okay, call Steven. We'll call Steven.
This is sick. Come on, Steven. Pick up the fucking phone.
Let's go.
Hey. What's up, man?
They took the ring.
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring.
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know. I know that. I don't know. I was jittery. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I don't know what's going on.
Now nothing's in there.
You think Red Pete wants revenge? He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning this was going to happen. I didn't make it up!
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the f***?
Oh my god.
Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual. What are you saying? Steven? Don't leave me, man. Come on. Fuck. Oh, God, what now? Okay.
Just have a drink. We'll just have a calm little drink.
Calm down. Just, Jesus. What's going on?
Okay. Some invisible whiskey. Let's go.
Just one sip more.
Okay.
Yep.
Blackout drunk.
Jesus.
Nothing like pills and booze, right? To really just ground you.
Just one sip more. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Chapter 3. Let's get it.
I can't do it anymore. These reports will kill me one day. I'll have to finish it over the weekend.
Where's Steven? Did Steven come?
It's time to go to work. I
He
should
likes-
take out the trash first. Jesus. Fuck.
Oh.
Maybe I'll just ignore it. Yes.
Hi, this is Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
I guess I interrupted you again?
Oh, hi.
Let's just head now.
No, I just... I wrote reports in those last sections, and I was just about to leave for work.
I always know when to call.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
This is so
How are you?
awkward. Let's
I'm
go.
good, thanks. What about you?
Okay, nothing new.
Like some small talk.
I had a few days off.
Oh, that's nice. Then... Did you have a moment to look for something for me?
Yeah, you sent
Something
it.
for you?
Well... the photo with the photo I asked you for?
It hasn't come yet?
We sent it.
Sorry, but I sent it a week ago.
No, not yet. Maybe I'm too impatient. I'm sorry for rushing you. You have so much on your mind, I thought maybe you forgot.
No, we sent it.
It's
we
okay.
sent it.
No worries. With my pills, Pills. I almost forgot to take my pills. So you see,
Yeah.
I have to go now.
Yes, sure.
Let me know if you still haven't received the letter. Then I'll try... Well, maybe I'll find something else.
Okay.
Really? Could you? It would be great if you
If I could just get off the phone and look for something, that'd make
Yes.
things much easier. Let's go.
I know it means a lot to you.
Well, I won't hold you any longer. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Muchas gracias.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Okay.
Damn. Did I mess up the address? How am I gonna get those pills?
Sort your head out. Have
Maybe
some
I should
pills.
invite Charlotte to do something herself.
Okay, take the trash out.
Ugh. Why is it so wet? Ugh. Oh shit. Almost left the door open.
Oh, yep. All right. Stop doing that. Stop leaving the door open. All right, let's go throw this in the dumpster. Bum bum. Bum bum. Hello?
What's going on?
What? Okay. Chapter 3, where everything falls apart. Can't we just leave the trash with the other trash bags that are in the hallway? That seems like it'd be fine. Hello? Disgust me.
I wonder if Alice's mother has a film of this photo somewhere. I actually hadn't thought about it before.
I disgust you. What? Okay,
Ugh,
back to work.
I should call her on Friday. Oh, God. Why do I like sleeping so much?
Because it's pretty good, dude. Because it's pretty...
Huh?
The heck was that?
It's just me, Jack.
What? Where the heck was that from? It's just me, Jack.
Good afternoon.
Isn't it a bit early for you?
I missed our invigorating conversation. I think I'll get straight to work on this one. Focusing on something will do me some good.
Alright, let's just get this done.
Christ, this one's heavy.
Doom, doom, doom.
Hey, Mr. Ridley, I need help. I can't lift this bag myself. Ridley! Ugh, wasn't easy, but at least I can start.
Alright, let's get some gloves
A
on.
new package must have arrived. I guess Dorothy ordered it. I think I'll skip recording a video for the students today. They don't need to see me and the body.
Click.
November 27th, 1991. James Evans Jr., also known as Jesse.
Jesse.
Age about 30. Weight
James.
130 kilograms. Evans had previously been convicted of possession of stolen goods,
so he would have been
robberies,
in the
and drug
truck
trafficking. There were also attempts to accuse
with
him
Red
of leading
Pete.
a criminal group responsible for burglaries in the New Orleans area. What? Burglaries in the New Orleans area? This is... It's a rather strange coincidence.
Okay.
Police photos show that the body was not even particularly hidden, but only covered with a thin layer of soil, branches, and leaves. The body was found naked and mutilated. Clothes, probably belonging to the deceased, were found lying nearby.
Okay.
The body was found inadvertently in the woods near Petesville.
Dog tags.
The dogs picked up the scent while searching for a missing boy.
Is he ex-military?
The deceased's father, James Evans, sounds disturbing. I wonder what condition the body is in then. I'll start by opening the bag. Oh, I didn't expect this level of mutilation.
Okay.
This is going to be a dirty job. I'll check through the bag the police left.
Where did they leave a bag? Okay.
Maybe there will be something worth noting about the victim's clothes.
Let's have a look.
Leather belt, plain cut, classic jeans.
Okay.
Dirty and torn. Certainly not my style. Is this?
What? Closely examine. What is that?
Oh, you can push it? After all, what else could I expect?
Oh. Okay.
Weird. Someone obviously did. Interesting. Most of the... Something stuck here. It looks like some kind of ectasis scale. This could mainly traces of soil. It's a bit like the perpetrators pulled his shirt over his head.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
The
Let's look in the
bloodstains
pants.
don't appear to be related to any injuries on the body. The deceased must have been And here, another animal souvenir. It looks different than the previous one. The only thing I can tell from the clothes is that before his death, a lighter engraved with the police insignia, stolen. It looks somehow... it's probably a coincidence.
Partner in crime. Is there something with... Maybe with his... With Stephen? No. No.
Okay, I'll take a look at the scales. They seem too different. Dorothy once brought an animal encyclopedia here.
Yeah.
She performed an autopsy on an exotic animal smuggler.
Let's have a look.
The guy suffered an accident while transporting illegal animals. Not only were the police needed on site, but it took nearly a day to round up his cargo. Dorothy had a hard time with that case. Did the impact kill him? Or did one of the animals he was transporting do him in? They even talked about it on the news.
The lizard
People were
got him.
terrified that some reptile would just come out of their can and grab him. Okay, the book.
Okay, where are we putting the book? Go to the lab and compare. Oh, the lab? Okay. Dissection room, lab. Okay. Let's have a...
Who is this?
Nothing like a headless corpse banging on the window.
Which page was it?
Okay.
Local wildlife. I bet I'll find something here. Oh, that was quick. Oh, not this area, but who knows? Nile crocodile. No way. I would expect something local?
A Nile
I
crocodile.
certainly don't remember hearing of an animal escaping from the zoo. So, either someone donned in crocodile products was around the deceased, or one of them attacked him. I'll examine the body and take photos. If an animal attacked him, there'll be traces. Ugh. Christ. Why am I so tired? Some coffee would be nice. What was I supposed to... the pictures. I'll have to show them to Dorothy. Too bad that we no longer keep our ranking. With something like that, I would come out on top. All right, I'll begin.
So like a Fight Club situation, maybe? He's living a second life while he's asleep? That's the vibe I'm getting right now.
The deceased skin is smooth and taut. This suggests an advanced stage of decomposition of the corpse.
Mm-hmm. Alright, bone is exposed on the arm. Let's check that out.
It's unlikely that a human would make such a wound.
Okay. What else do we have? Do we just acknowledge the elephant in the room? The fact that his head is completely off? No. Okay. More bone exposed. Animal
Such a wound
bites.
could not have occurred during the victim's lifetime.
Okay, there's a laceration down here on his ankle. Like it was
There are also clear
hog-tied.
traces of the deceased ankles being bound in some way.
Big tattoos. Ankles and wrists from the looks of it.
Evans couldn't have tied himself up like that. It looks like some sort of attack or kidnapping.
Was he kidnapped and then left for some gators?
No. And as expected, there's a bite.
That seems to be the vibe, right? Okay, yes.
No head. That's not hard to miss.
Okay, there is some sort of lacerations to his torso.
This wound appears to have been made by a sharp instrument.
So maybe he was made to bleed a little bit. Oh, it looks like they've chopped off downstairs, or it's been bitten off.
Nasty.
Okay, one more thing. What could it be? Not the feet. Just lacerations from the other side.
Interesting. This needs to be investigated further.
Okay.
I need to gather my thoughts together.
A lot of photos on this one.
It seemed... I wonder whether the decapitation took place before the work of... I should inspect these areas with a magnifying glass first.
Yep, okay. Take the picture of the bite mark from the photo board.
This looks very promising. The bite is clearly visible. It should be easy to compare with the encyclopedia and identify the culprit.
Oh, we can have a look
just
at
need to
which
make it
gator
a
did it.
little- I hope I put it in right. I can never remember whether it was image up or image down.
There we go. Got it.
At university, I didn't have this. Ah, fantastic. Just some tracing paper, a pencil, and I can check these in the encyclopedia. Now, did I leave them in a drawer?
He
Maybe
leaves
a
stuff
box somewhere.
everywhere.
Ugh. I don't remember if I left them out somewhere.
Tracing paper, not here, not here, not here. Does that say how to break out of this vicious cycle? Not ominous at all. Where would we put... Where would I be tracing paper if I was tracing paper?
Archives. Just as lifeless as the corpses they concern.
Okay, maybe not there. Maybe in the desk drawer? No. Nada. Nothing there. Close that, please. Thank you. Is that tracing paper? No. Bottom drawer. Also no tracing paper. But there is a flask of Jack Daniels there. What would it be? I feel like we've looked... Use the tracing paper in your office. Okay, well, I'm trying to find some, so... If the game could point me in the direction of the tracing paper, that would be useful.
They definitely pay me too little for this. I work with corpses, but I don't have to smell like one.
Okay, not in there. Literally looking in every drawer. Doesn't seem to be any tracing paper. But it says it's in my office. Is this what foils us? The lipstick's still there.
I guess it was in another life. Archives. Just as lifeless as the corpses they concern.
Oh, here we go.
Looks like I can tidy up after myself. Sometimes.
So it was in the archives. Alright. Alright, let's trace it.
A very, nature-driven case so far. I'll have to consult the encyclopedia again. Good thing Dorothy left it here. Otherwise, I would have had to run back to my place to get some.
Okay. Any more headless corpses at the window? No. Okay. Let's see. Is it...
I would be concerned if it was this crocodile that killed him.
So maybe this one.
It
was
makes sense.
a
This would
local.
also explain the mold found in the clothes. It turns out that some of the wounds can be safely blamed on local alligators. However,
The
we
gators got-
cannot blame them for the decapitation.
No.
Ugh.
James Evans. Inspect the areas of concern with a magnifying glass. Let's go.
And
The
look
head?
for other traces using a magnifying glass.
Okay, let's start with the head.
It doesn't look good. Evans wasn't decapitated with one cut.
Okay, so it was a rough cut. Just a rough cut.
Several stab wounds of varying depth and circumference.
Okay.
It looks like the killer might have missed before they finally hit the neck.
Right, okay. So a struggle, maybe?
Mississippi alligator. It's strange that an alligator would leave such a clear and smooth mark.
But then not devour the body. That's what's weird.
The imprints are quite deep and even. From the looks of it, I'd say Evans was restrained with his own belt.
Oh, weird. Okay. So no rope.
The result of an animal tearing at its body, eaten skin, soft tissues, and genitals. There are even some teeth marks, but, well, it doesn't look like an alligator. The bite is firmly incorporated into the wound. A photo alone won't help me here. I need to make a cast and compare it.
Okay, so we'll have to do that afterwards.
Looks like an uneven bite. It's worth taking a closer look at this.
Please tell me
Maybe
this
there will be
was
some remaining teeth
an animal
marks.
bite. If this was a human bite, I'm checking out. I'm checking out of this game. If this is cannibalism,
Evans' right
We're done.
side must have been more attractive to the crocs and insects.
for now. Okay, and
Very
lacerations
strong
at the
binding marks.
feet.
You can see peeled epidermis and small wounds.
Okay, so that's everything checked
There's
out.
no end to playing zoologist today.
What are we doing now? We getting the scalpel? No?
I need a tool with dental impression cement. Can I
Still
find it
have
here?
the silicon
No.
dispensing gun.
It's probably lying somewhere around in the lab. I hope the cement hasn't expired.
What was that? There was something. There was something. I had a moment. Okay.
A month after the due date. That could be worse.
It's probably fine. Alright, let's create a cast of the bite marks.
Now I need to cover the bite area. Wait until it hardens. I think it's... The cast looks quite contaminated from the other wounds in that
Those
area.
look like human teeth, right? They look like human teeth. And that's worrying.
Well, let's hope the imprint turns out better.
Take out the appropriate tools from this suitcase.
Brush, ink, and paper. Similar to taking fingerprints.
Approach the tray with the cast in it. Where do we put the cast? Let's see it. Okay. So we're taking tooth prints.
Paint over the area. And put a piece of paper on it.
Okay.
That's very strange. I'll run it through the fax and check it on the computer. I really don't want to believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Because the vibe that we're getting is a human mouth bit off some junk. That's the vibe we're getting, right? Let's get on the computer and do some
Loading.
dental records. Cleaning up the image.
What? Wow. This is, well, this is quite unexpected. Human teeth. Oh, I need to tell this to Stephen.
Is this the same? They're the same? No. Is this the same? No. That's a match.
Loading. It'll probably take a while.
Filtering by the other sections. Oh, okay, so we have to... Alright, that doesn't match, though. So the front ones match. We've got a match for the back one. No. No, this one? No, that doesn't look right. I reckon it's that. Yeah, that's the closest.
Loading. It'll probably take a while.
Okay. Now the back teeth. 3 big boys. That's pretty good. What do we reckon? No match. Okay. My bad.
Maybe not everything is cataloged correctly.
Oh, that's perfect.
Loading. It'll probably take a while.
So we got 3 matches? Oh, based on the 3 points of data, we should have a single person.
Finally.
What?
What? The partial impression I have may match several people. Okay, this one is in prison, so he's out. Another in prison. Oh, here's someone with quite interesting tendencies.
Shot Brown,
Oh,
desecration of a
he's
corpse.
dead. It doesn't fit.
Convicted
This
of
one
cannibalistic.
doesn't either.
Arrested for not returning a
I'm
VHS.
afraid this will remain a mystery. The killer's profile is getting more and more interesting.
Okay. So, inconclusive. But we did get a weird flash of an image there, which was not great.
I'm going back to the body. I need to make a note before I start that this wound turned out to be more troublesome than I thought it would. Torn tissue, lacerations. They look quite shallow. Someone must have inflicted these with some sort of... Maybe something chased that alligator away before... You can see that the tool used was sharp and smooth. So, what if it was in the hands
Possible
of an
causes of
unskilled
death.
person?
Let's find out. Okay.
The abdominal and genital area are supplied with plenty of blood. If the penis was bitten off while he was alive,
He could have bled to
Evans
death.
could have bled to death.
True.
The perfect breeding ground for larvae. Fortunately, I need to verify how deep these wounds go. Alligators rarely kill humans. For obvious reasons,
Decapitation.
I record decapitation as the cause of death. Due to the body fat of the deceased, I'm adding a heart attack to the list. Maybe Evans didn't live long enough to experience what happened to him.
That would be the hope.
Man. I was hoping for an easier case.
Let's see how we go.
Internal analysis. Finally. First of all, I'll try to determine whether death occurred. With the scalpel, I'll open the deceased's chest. I cut deep. We see a lot of fat tissue under the skin. When I remove the ribs, I expect to see even more fat on the organs. Correct. High levels of internal fat. Organ size above average due to obesity. I move on to the lung analysis. The deceased smoked cigarettes. And this is the culprit.
Stab wounds to the
It
lungs.
didn't look like the holes were that deep. Such hemorrhage. Open pneumothorax should be added to this. The deceased could have experienced extreme hypoxia, and, as a result, obstructive shock.
Okay.
I wonder what the heart looks like. The organ is enlarged with very clear, light yellow trace, but similarly to the lungs, there is a trace of puncture with a sharp object.
Oh,
In
the knife got through to there.
pneumothorax, the heart rate increases. In the event of such a wound, this would mean bleeding out faster and more. In turn, a sudden increase in the amount of fluid in the pericardial cavity could lead to cardiac tamponade,
So many big words.
which is also a life-threatening condition.
Uh-huh. I mean, the stabbing's probably life-threatening, right? You would assume. Mark the damage? Oh, there's
Evans,
extra damage.
however, is remarkably clean, considering this turn of events.
Okay.
This all looks quite... The organ is fatty and enlarged. The beginnings of cirrhosis are obvious.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's it. This time, nothing to write home about.
Some liver.
So, I proceed to carefully remove... Like most other organs, it is fatty and clearly enlarged, not to mention swollen.
Yeah.
Partially due to gases, but mainly due to the deceased's lifestyle.
Let's
I take
cut
the
it open
organ
and
to the
see.
cutting board. If the outside is intact, I'm going to check the contents.
Alright. Did a little slices.
It sounds like there's an unusually large amount of undigested, and now blood.
Okay.
Evans had to swallow it due to his injuries, which means he was still alive. But he was brutally wounded in the chest.
That's bad. Okay. Does that mean he was fed to the gators? Enlarged stomach, stomach walls intact, no signs of bleeding inside the organ. Clots of undigested blood in the stomach contents, which most likely flowed down the upper gastrointestinal
Only
tract.
the trachea left to be examined. Surprisingly, it's not damaged by the decapitation. I move on to cutting it open.
Alright, let's go have a look at it. Are we gonna find another wedding ring? Let's find out.
Okay. I carefully cut, and... blood. Just as I expected. Evans not only swallowed it, but also choked on it.
Okay.
Looks like I can wrap this up.
So, homicide.
Let me tie this together.
The trachea is free from wounds and mechanical damage. Opening the trachea revealed deposits of
After he was
bad
abducted,
stuff.
stripped, and tied up, he was dealt several penetrating blows to the chest. Then his head was cut off. Evans was deprived of his genitals, and the body served as an easy meal for the animals.
So, not exsanguination.
Even though there are a lot of injuries on the body that could cause death, it was the decapitation that ended Evans' life. The animal bites in the limbs occurred after death, so there's no reason to treat these as the cause of death.
Yeah.
The damage to the lungs and heart must have led to severe hemorrhaging, so there's no doubt that Evans was choking in bloody convulsions.
Brutal.
But it didn't last too long, which I conclude from the small amount of blood in the stomach and trachea. I never thought I'd ever wish someone to have a heart attack.
Yeah, for real.
But in this case, it would have been better for him.
Grim.
In some way, it can be said with certainty that James Evans was murdered.
Homicide. D-E-D.
Ah well, I need to stitch this poor guy back up.
Alright.
It's really bothering me. Something's not right here.
What?
Because even now, the organs are relatively clean. The skin around wounds also, it's like, someone pumped it out? Christ. I don't know. I'll leave these questions for the police to solve.
Yeah. Let's put him away.
And now, I get to head home.
The camera's
It's a f***ed up thing. I'll hold off taking long walks in the forest for the near future. I have a feeling that it won't end with just one body.
well, that's nerve-wracking. Okay. Off we go. Holy smokes. And everything else is cool. We'll get back
Good
to our
night, Mr.
car, no
Ridley.
problem.
The body is ready to be picked up.
Sure. Good night.
See you, Mr. Ridley.
I think it's the first time in a long time that I finished work at a decent hour. I'll get home and... What? I can't believe what I'm seeing.
What? What am I saying? Why can't I say what I'm saying?
Oh, come on. Fuck.
Oh,
Where did I
flat
get a
tires.
Flat tire. What the fuck?
Someone screwdrivered our
This
tires.
is impossible. Fuck. I'm going to Ridley's. Maybe he saw something.
I mean, it's pretty obvious what happened. But okay, yeah. Brutal. Just as things were going
Ridley.
well for us.
Do you know what happened to my car?
What happened to your car?
All the tires are flat.
Well, it happens. Don't you have a spare in the trunk?
Spare ones in the trunk. No one carries 4 extra tires in the trunk.
Jesus, Handman, calm down. I'll call you a taxi.
Okay.
Calm down. That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Have you seen anyone around here? Someone strange? Suspicious?
Except you?
Okay,
No.
we don't know the attitude.
Funny. I don't find all these jokes amusing, you know.
What jokes? Hammond, what's wrong with you? It's just tires.
Such things are not a coincidence. What's wrong with me? Things keep happening. Last week, and now this?
Just go wait for the taxi, okay? Fresh air would do you good. Neither you nor I will do anything about it now.
Neither you nor I will do anything? What have you been doing all day? Surely something like this can't just be overlooked.
Maybe you should go outside and cool down. I'm calling a taxi.
All right, we're gonna
Cool down.
cool it down. All right, so someone's definitely got it in for us. We're not doing this to ourselves, right? Where's this taxi? That shack is deeply, deeply concerning. Hello, can I unlock the gate? No? Okay. I'll just check if he has called the taxi, in fact.
I just want to sleep.
Did it need to finish that dialogue before the taxi comes? Maybe. Alright, yes, it did. We went out too early. Okay, that's the end of chapter 3. And that is where we're going to leave it for now. So that was the first few chapters of Autopsy Simulator. I gotta say, initial impressions, I quite enjoyed it. Visually very arresting. I really like the procedural stuff. It was super precise. Like, obviously we talked about the language of the voice actor, like the words they had to use. They had to learn some seriously scientific stuff in there. Words that I still can't even wrap my brain or mouth around. So very, very impressed with just the specificity of that sort of stuff. I really liked all the little horror moments, the little jump scares, those tension building things. The fact that there's a criminal on the loose, the fact that he's got, the Jack has a slowly breaking down psyche. I'm really curious about how that all resolves at the end. Now, I know that this is the single player mode of the game, so what I am curious about is to see how they do it into a more repetitive loop. Like, how do we find the more repetitive loop? What is the more satisfying way to play this if you're not playing a story version of it? Because I guess if they keep the case files updated, if they keep adding new cases, then maybe there's some satisfaction to have there in the specificity of the procedural stuff. But, you know, I'd be curious to see how that plays out. But so far, really, really liking it. Want to know where the single player storyline goes, how it all resolves. So that's a bit of a cliffhanger. I reckon give it a check, see if you like it. And if this is up your alley, if you like these procedural, like Surgeon Simulator and things like that, then I reckon this is probably right in your wheelhouse. So give Autopsy Simulator a go. Give it a go. Thanks, Team 17, for letting us have a crack. I really appreciate it. I've been Way with Cine. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. I'll see you next time for another playthrough. Please let me know down in the comments if there is anything else you'd like to see me have a go at, or if anything else you'd like for me to play through. I enjoy doing this. It's super, super fun, and it's a good time hanging out with you all. So catch you on the next video. Bye.